Thank you all for coming along this afternoon for the announcement of the Big Bash fixture list for next season. From our perspective, I guess it's a fixture list which is both exciting and disappointing. It's exciting from the perspective of we have our iconic New Year's Eve game, of course, returning to Adelaide Oval. We see the return of cricket to Adelaide Oval on Australia Day, and that's very much been part of the DNA in the past, one of our traditions, cricket on Australia Day, so that is a real positive. It's good to see also that Cricket Australia have listened to our fans and the public about a reduced season based on the experience from last year, and of course a revised final system which sees a final five and sees the top two teams getting a second chance. So from those perspectives, I think it is a very positive and a very exciting fixture list. From our perspective, however, from the Adelaide Strikers, Cricket Australia have a strategy which is put fans first, and I would have to say that Cricket Australia have not put Adelaide Strikers fans first, and that's for a couple of reasons. One is that we have, of our 7 games, we have 3 games that are in the afternoon. From my perspective, I feel that the Adelaide Strikers, since the inception of the Big Bash League, we have the most attendance of any team in the competition. For the last 3 years, our average attendances are 2,000 more than the Melbourne Stars, which is in second place. So in many ways, I feel that the fixture list that has been presented to us has effectively penalised us for our success. Now, having said that, I know the South Australian people, our fans, they are more passionate than any other fans in the league, and they will come along and they will support us, and we will certainly do all that we can to knock down the hurdles that have been put in front of us for this fixture list. There is a period in the fixture list that, unfortunately, with 3 home afternoon games and 2 afternoon away games, means we effectively have 5 games in a row which are in the afternoon. But as I said, we're positive. We know our fans will still get behind us despite this. We have certainly made our feelings known to Cricket Australia over the past week when this fixture list became known to us, and have strongly objected to it, but unfortunately it has fallen on deaf ears. I'll now open up for questions.
I guess, like you said, Keith, it feels like a bit of a backhanded compliment that they feel that they get a big crowd anyway for an afternoon match?
Look, it is absolutely no doubt a backhanded compliment. We're almost being penalised for our success, I feel. As I said, we are the highest attended, the most passionate fans in the league, and yet when I look at the fixture list for the other teams, I certainly feel that ours is certainly inferior, and it's not equity around all the teams, unfortunately.
How much feedback we were able to give, and were you listened to, or it was just a case, no, this is where we're going?
Look, we've been very strong in our feedback. There would certainly be no stone that has been left unturned in terms of our endeavours with Cricket Australia to get this fixture list changed. As I said, unfortunately, it has fallen on deaf ears. The fixture list now has been locked away. It is what it is. We will work with this list. We will do the best that we can with this fixture, and I know it'll be a successful season, but it doesn't shy away, and I do need to be honest and be clear that we are disappointed with how the fixture list has ended up for a whole range of reasons.
Obviously, the positive is the Australia Day and New Year's Eve, 2 sort of blockbuster encounters.
Absolutely. I mean, New Year's Eve is an outstanding success here. We've made it, I believe, what fans and the public want to do on New Year's Eve. You come to Adelaide Oval, you see a great game, and we've seen some fantastic games of cricket and the entertainment that occurs after the game. It's become part of what people do on New Year's Eve here in Adelaide. And as you said, the return of cricket to Adelaide Oval on Australia Day, it's something that we've held very close to our heart, and we've fought for a long time to make sure that when there are Australia Day fixtures that we're able to have them here. So very pleased that we have that game against the Hurricanes to finish off our home and away season.
What could they have done, Keith, do you think, should they have shared you've obviously got 5, which is a lot, and more than anyone, I think. Should they have shared them more evenly, do you think?
Yes, look, I think that certainly the afternoon games could have been shared more evenly. I also think there is an argument for simulcast games. Certainly in the AFL and other sports, we see games that are going on at the same time zone. I think that would be something that would be very positive for cricket and for our fans. As I said, I think we need to put our fans first, and I guess not some of the other competing objectives that have been put in front of us.
Fair enough to say that the smaller states, South Australia, Tasmania, have been the ones that have been the victims, if you like?
Yeah, when you have a close look at the fixture list, we are certainly the ones that have more afternoon games, even to the point of turnaround of teams between games. It's one that's difficult for us off the field and on the field. So I'm very conscious of the players as well. So, yeah, all up, I think that certainly a lot more thought could have gone into it, and certainly a lot more appreciation of the needs of individual teams rather than those in the eastern states.
A lot was made in the last couple of seasons about double chance for the sides that are finishing towards the top or even the top side. But the way they've done it, it ends up with 5 of the 8 teams get through to the finals. I mean, what were your thoughts on that?
Look, I think firstly the fact that the top 2 teams have a second chance is a really good innovation. Certainly when this was discussed around the chief executive's table, my feeling was to have a top 4 and not a top 5 in an 8-team competition. But I think having that game 4 versus 5, that will add interest. It will give another team an opportunity, fans an opportunity to see their team play in a final as well. So I think either way it was a win-win.
And Keith, what about the squad itself? Is that finalised now, the men's side?
We still have one spot available. We have an overseas player spot available, and I'm sure you'd be aware there's a lot of excitement and anticipation about who that player may be. We're looking at, obviously in England at the moment, in terms of the 2020, or should I say the 100 competition that's about to get underway, we have 2 or 3 players that we're looking at very closely at the moment. It's good players, so hopefully soon we'll be able to make an announcement as to who that player will be.
Just on the ticket sales, have you had ticket sales yet at all? I mean, what's been the reaction?
Well, we haven't gone on sale yet. Certainly, social media has been. We've certainly copped some negativity, and I understand that from our fans. It's a bitter pill to swallow for some people who I appreciate just simply won't be able to get here during those afternoon games.
I haven't seen it. Are they during the week or are they on the weekend? Or a bit of both?
Of the 3 home games, we have 2 in the week, a Wednesday and a Friday, and 1 is on a Sunday.
So are you anticipating it's going to have some sort of effect? That your average crowds are...
Sorry,
Make a long question. But are you anticipating that you are going to see a drop for those games, but you think overall your fans will still come along and everything will be fine?
I think what we're seeing is it is going to be a real challenge, and there are some big hurdles that have been put in front of us to achieve the same attendances. As I said, I have absolute faith in the South Australian public that we will have very well attended games, but I also appreciate that the fixture means that there will be some people who simply cannot attend, mums and dads who have work commitments, for example. So I believe that there will be some of our regular supporters who may not be able to get here. So from our perspective, we'll be working very hard to continue to attract new audiences to those afternoon games.